Hey everybody, what is up? Welcome back to Final Trade. I got a question from several people after the last video about inventory accounting and using these example spreadsheets I showed. And the question was, how do I account for bulk inventory? How do I figure out the costs of goods sold when I have one card that I bought in a collection of 1,000 and I sell the one card? How do I track that and keep the IRS from shooting me? So let's pretend we bought these three things. We bought some bulk off of eBay, a collection off of eBay, and some bulk off of TCG Player. We paid $100, $200, and $50 respectively. And of course, we're diligent, so we keep track of whether or not we need a sales tax refund. Of course, you have your sales tax certificate on file with eBay, correct, so that you're not paying sales tax there. And even if you have it on file with TCG Player, they charge you sales tax, but they'll refund it at the end of the month. So now, just the same as we had this sheet for tracking our Magic sealed boxes, we're going to have a sheet for tracking singles. And the way I do this on my real spreadsheet is whether I am buying a near mint curse scroll or I'm buying an 8,000 card box of pre-modern commons off of eBay, they all go on this sheet together. So here's those three transactions that we had on our expenses page, and I just vaguely list the quantity. And you don't have to be exact with this. Of course, no one needs to know exactly how many cards you have in your business's inventory. Even if you tried to count them, you would probably make a mistake and not have an exact count anyway. And then I just keep, again, vague note of what it was that I bought. So this first one was bulk vintage. The second, the collection was vintage, and the singles were 10 unlimited near mint singles. So let's say time goes on and we bought these on 3/20. And on April 1st, we had put together a lot of them and put them up on eBay and we sold them. And let's just say it was white weenie staples from pre-modern Magic. So, Tundra Wolf and Savannah Lion and Crusade and Sarah Angel and Pikeman and Benelish Hero and Shield Bearer and all those great old cards. So it was a bunch of those and someone paid $85 for it. So, of course, we have our spreadsheet set up to calculate the fees, the taxes that are collected. Again, you don't have to do anything with this number, but I like to record it and track it. I didn't collect any taxes because it was done on eBay. And the net payout is gross minus the fees. And then we come along and we say, what were the COGS? And this is the heart of the question. We pulled these imaginary cards for this white weenie staple lot out of all three of those packages we bought. Some came from the unlimited near mint cards from TCG Player, some came from the collection from eBay, and some came from the bulk box from eBay. We pulled from all three and we combined them in this lot. How can we even track the costs of goods sold? Everything in all of those lots that we bought had different values. And so how do we know what the value of this was? Well, you sold it for $85. The value is about $45. And I know initially you'll say, Craig, that's totally arbitrary. You're just making a number up. You just pulled it out of thin air. Yes, I did. And I'll explain why this is okay. So let's come over here and we're going to record that on that date, we sold $45 of singles. And then we're going to construct this a running total of all of our single inventory, the value of it. And so we're going to say that it's the sum of what we've bought minus the sum of what we've sold. And so if we had originally bought here $350 and we sold $45, we now have $305 of a running inventory of our singles. So let's say that we go forward a couple days and we put together a couple more lots, and over the next several days they sell, and let's say they sell for $225 and $150 and $100. Doing good, aren't we? And we're going to record all of this information so we know what our fees were, what our payouts were, and we'll need to record COGS. And so let's say on this $225, I want to record a COGS of $200. I want to say, yeah, tax man, it really did cost me $200 to sell that $225 thing. In fact, after the fees and the payout, I lost money. I need a tax. I need a return from the government for selling this because I lost money. Okay, so you think you're really sticking it to the government now. So you'll come over here and you'll get ready to record all these things. And so you'll record, okay, $200 of COGS. And you come back to the next sale and it was $150. And you're going to say, yeah, it cost me $100. Man, I'm going to get out of paying as much tax as I can. So you record it. Here's $100. And now you need to record COGS for that third sale. But what's wrong? Your running inventory is only $5. You have now claimed to have sold almost all the value of the singles that you've bought. And it doesn't matter that you still have, most of these 3,500 cards still sitting in your bedroom. You've claimed to have sold the value of most of them. And so when you get here and you're trying to figure out what COG to claim, well, you can only claim $5 because that's all you had left. And there are some times in business accounting when you can have negative inventory for a business. It can happen, let's say you have a large multinational company with operations all over the world and you ship inventory back and forth between locations and you make some mistakes in accounting or shipments get lost or things get double counted. So you can do it by error. You can also have situations where a business maybe deals heavily in commodities and they inventory them at market prices. You could sometimes end up in situations of negative inventory. But for people like you and me who just do magic card dealing out of their houses, you're really probably never going to have negative inventory. So you've put yourself in a situation where you maybe not quite honestly overclaimed the cost of inventory on these two transactions, and because of it, you had nothing left to claim on this. And that's what really keeps you honest. Now, let's go one more day into the future, and I don't want to move that. I want to copy it. There we go. And let's say you have another sale, and this is a big one. You put together some good cards, and it sold for $300 on eBay. Okay, well, coming back over here, what was our running inventory of COGS that we had? Well, it's 0. So now we claim 0. And because you kind of indulged and you overclaimed early on, you have nothing to claim later. And that's what keeps this honest. If you overclaim, if you're not making good faith estimates, then you simply run out of inventory that you can claim COGS against. And so that's why I say you don't have to track everything hyper accurately. You don't have to inventory every single card you buy and try to give it a value or spread out the expense that you paid for some huge lot amongst every card and track it in a spreadsheet. You don't have to worry about that because when you sell something, you are going to claim what the COGS were. And so just do it honestly. Try to figure out, maybe what I paid for it. Maybe, sit there for a minute with a scratch pad and write down some numbers if you can. Or just do what I did on this first one and just say, oh yeah, it's about $45. It's good enough because you will be forced to be honest because in this type of business, you're not going to be running negative inventory for normal things. And again, the other nice thing about accounting this way on an individual sheet just for singles is that it doesn't muddy it up with any type of weird situation where you might lose some inventory of sealed boxes and that would have negative inventory. This running inventory right here is just singles. All right. So let me know what you think. If you have any follow-up questions, if there's something here you didn't understand, I didn't explain well enough, let me know. It was pretty exciting to see that a couple people had the same question and were wanting an answer. So if you have any further questions, let me know. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Join me on Final Trade. Really enjoying it. Thanks a lot.